Good morning. It's the morning of the last day, which is okay. I'm ready to walk out. So I got up at about 5:45 again this morning, and so the rain kind of tapered off. The last time I noticed it raining was about 1:30 in the morning. It's still quite overcast, and the temperature is about 60 degrees, which is what my wife said the forecast called for. So right on the money there. We've gotten dressed and we've made breakfast. And a little change up this morning. We're going to have tea instead of cocoa. See how we like that. And here's granola. Again, I'm letting it set up for a little while. Again, the recipe on that is 8 ounces by volume of off-the-shelf granola, 2 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons of powdered milk, and that goes in a Ziploc, and it's what goes in the pack. And then here in camp, we add 4 ounces of water. I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes. That seems to improve things some. So we'll have breakfast and finish packing up, and we'll discuss the day's itinerary before we leave camp. So it's about 7:30, and we are ready to go. There is a little bit of sunshine trying to get through, so it'll be nice if it clears up some. So let's show you what we're going to do today. We are at the East Baldpates campsite, and we are going to ascend up to East Baldpates Mountain. Sorry I don't have a really flat spot to show you this. Elevation 3812. And then we continue to West Baldpates. West Baldpates 3680. There's the Baldpates lean-to. Oh yeah, I should point out that when we get to the top of East Baldpates there, we will be rejoining the AT. So, unofficial AT lean-to, and then down, and down, and down, until we come back to Route 26, where we were before. So it's 6.1 miles, and should take a little over 4 hours. So I don't remember if I gave the itinerary for this campsite, so in case I didn't, I will again. It does, well, similar to the last two. It does have the privy, but no bear box, and no platforms or anything like that. There are a couple of tent sites, not tent pads by any means. Obviously, one good place for a hammock, and again, trying to find a stealth site away from the established campsites doesn't look promising due to the excessive undergrowth. There's a nice big stream as the water source, so that's a pretty confident year-round water source, I would say. Well, we're trying the hiking stick view. How do you like the view from the top of East Baldpates? Yeah, I was hoping for something better too. Every once in a while the sun tries to peek through a little, but I don't think this is going to burn out anytime soon. So we are headed to the right to West Peak and Baldpates lean-to. We'll rest a little first, though we won't really dry off much. Well, while we're resting, I thought I'd take a minute to to talk about gear. There really isn't that much to talk about. It's mostly the same stuff. I left some clothes behind since it was going to be warmer, and I haven't regretted that at all. One of the biggest changes is a change you won't see at all. It's in the camera itself. As you may have noticed if you watched earlier videos, I was having problems with audio synchronization. The audio would fall behind the video, and if it was a shot of me talking, it became pretty obvious my lips weren't moving correctly. And after a bit of research, I attributed that to the memory card, the SD card. And a bit more research, and I bought a new SD card that's supposed to be able to handle filming at 1080p. So hopefully we've lost the lip sync problem. The other thing I've done is I bought 2 more batteries, so I should be okay on batteries. Actually, we're on the 3rd battery now. The first one ran out when I was filtering water on the first day. I've noticed that the first battery never lasts as long as the rest of the batteries, and I'm guessing that's because I generally charge up all the batteries a couple days ahead, and I leave a battery in the camera, and I'm thinking that partially discharges the battery before I even start to use it. So we may be just leaving the battery out of the camera until the last minute, and hopefully that'll make the first battery last longer. So first battery was changed when I was filtering water the first day. The second battery went dead when I was filtering water again at now I can't remember the name of the campground lane, when I was filtering water with that nice waterfall. So I'm on the 3rd. It is showing partially drained, but I think we're not going to have any trouble making it through the end of the trip with that. The only other significant change is I've left the Bush Buddy behind. I'm using the M7 stove from Mini Bull Designs as a standalone stove. That allowed me to, leaving the Bush Buddy behind, allowed me to swap out gear inside the cook pot. Someday I'll do a full review of that after I've got it settled in. So I'm interested to see what the fuel consumption is, but it seems to me it's going pretty well. So that's it. It's about 9:15, and next stop is West Peak, where the view will be about the same, and then we will, since we're doing well on time, stop in at the lean-to and take a look at that. This is the Baldpates shelter. If I've got mist on the lens, I apologize. The weather is what it is. So there's a huge number of tent sites here, and I did scout them out a little bit, and in a couple of minutes I found 4 places suitable for a hammock, so I'm sure there are more than that. Hello.
You want to move that water to the back?
So we got back to the car just a little before noon, and it's about 10 after now, and we've been doing this and that, unpacking the pack. We are attempting to heat up some water to take a little bath here in the parking lot. The wind is not cooperating. Let's see. Talk about technology just a little bit. Let's talk about the fact that I can't read while wearing glasses. The Delorme InReach is at 50% battery power. The iPhone is at 51% battery power. As I said, I'm on the third of 5 batteries with the camera, so I think we're all set with that. The Kindle had plenty of power left as well for reading. So that's about it. We're gonna take a little bath, as I said, clean up, and head home. There'll probably be a little appendix or epilogue just to tie up loose ends. We're once again going to do a little after trip report to talk about pack weight, food, and fuel usage. So the pack weight for this trip with food, fuel, and water was about 21.5 pounds. A little lighter than last time because the weather was warmer, and I left some cool weather clothing behind, and I left the bush buddy behind. So we dropped a couple of pounds that way, which was good. Again, I'm pretty happy with that. Food, I think we're finally dialing in the food. Took a little over 2.5 pounds altogether. So we had the 3 entrees for dinner. I had granola for breakfast all 3 days. There was some tea and cocoa, mostly cocoa in the mornings, tea both morning on the third morning, and sometimes with dinner. And for snacks during the day, I had some beef jerky and again some cashews. What I came back with was some cocoa, some tea, and a couple ounces of cashews, and that was it. And I'd call that just about perfect. So I think we finally managed to stop carrying pounds of food out of the woods. So in fuel, we between the my fuel bottle and the stove itself, the Mini Bull M7, so I carried a couple ounces of fuel in here and 8 ounces, I think actually it'll hold more than 8 ounces, in my fuel bottle, for a total of 12 fluid ounces of alcohol, and I came back with 5 fluid ounces of alcohol, so the math is pretty easy. I used about 7 altogether, and had, again, some still in the stove when I came back, and about 3 ounces in the bottle, so I was good on fuel. And that's, again, I cooked dinner every night, tea a couple of nights, tea or cocoa in the morning, and I took a sponge bath 3 times and heated up water for that. So I didn't, stint at all on fuel usage, and still worked out with plenty to spare. So that is the end of this trip report, and hope to see you next time.